Good morning, everybody. We're live. You'll all be pleased to know, coffee machine's on, but you will all be pleased to know that I've already taken my allergy pill and my vitamin D, so we won't have to have that little conversation this morning. But I will be coughing like a madman, obviously, all the way through it, as always. Number 263. It's Platoon. It's 7 minutes to 8 in the morning. I don't know why I bloody do this to myself. I'm not sure Platoon is an 8 AM in the morning film, but there we go. We're having a bit of an Oliver Stone day today. Let me try and I can't get my thing right. There we go. A bit of an Oliver Stone day today. We've got Platoon now at 8 AM. We've got Natural Born Killers later at 8 PM. So I'm looking forward to Natural Born Killers. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this one or not. Which is a shame, isn't it? No, sorry, I don't think it's a morning film, but you know what I mean. What is a morning film? What on the list is? Night of the Living Dead wasn't. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was an 8 AM morning thing, I think. Yeah. It's one of those I think I possibly is going to zone out of. Yeah. Platoon is definitely one of those where everyone says it's good, so I've never wanted to watch it. I've seen bits. But I just think Platoon, it just sounds very, do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense. Anyway, my coffee's ready, so I'm going to go and grab it. Oh, I love the smell of coffee in the morning. It reminds me of Victory. It's clearly the wrong film, but you know, it's Vietnam, it's all the same. Right, here I am. Shall we do the entry? So, obviously, if anyone watching this afterwards, or doesn't know, we're doing 1001 films from this book. It does. It's a film where people go, "You must watch Platoon. Sit down and watch this." And then while you're watching it, they look at you like that the entire time, watching your reaction, waiting for what your reaction is going to be. We're 1986, aren't we? So why am I in the 70s? I ask myself that question all the time. Why am I in the 70s? 1986. There we go, straight to it. Platoon. Oliver Stone, 1986. A savage 8 AM, yet moving look at the Vietnam War as seen through the eyes of a young soldier. Platoon remains one of the most powerful war movies ever made and is one of writer-director Oliver Stone's most accomplished films. Well, it could literally be 2 hours of me looking at an apple and it'd be better than Wall Street. The first of Stone's Vietnam film trilogy, the second and third being Born on the 4th of July 1989, Heaven and Earth 1993. Platoon follows the experiences of 19-year-old Chris Taylor, Charlie Sheen, an idealistic middle-class boy who volunteers for the army, unaware of the horrors to come. His letters home detail his relationships with fellow grunts and the 2 sergeants who divide the platoon. Hippie Elias Grodin, Willem Dafoe, Elias Grodin, it will, won't it? Willem Dafoe, who uses drugs to escape the nightmares all around him, and dangerously violent Bob Barnes, Tom Berenger. Platoon has a unique perspective on war in general, and the Vietnam War in particular, largely because Stone himself served in the conflict and uses the film to relate his own experience as a young soldier. In each scene he directs from every point of view, so the audience is never sure where the next attack may come from, creating a feeling of unease and discomfort as if you were really there, watching this horrific, chaotic encounter unfold around you. Sorry, excuse me. With the help of military advisor Dale Dye, he delivers a series of blistering, messy images of war. A war where there is no Hollywood hero, but instead just a patriotic boy who slowly becomes disillusioned with all he believed he was fighting for. For Stone, it was a personal triumph after fighting for 10 years to get his script made. For the audience, it's an unforgettable, authentic, modern classic. Sheen's narration echoes that of his father, Martin Sheen, in the 1979 Vietnam epic Apocalypse Now. Hello, the Canadians just hanging about in the corridor, in the hallway. You all right, Canadian?
Yeah, so we'll mention that Martin Sheen's voiceover is not Martin
Sheen is his brother. Yeah, it's not Martin Sheen at all. It's his brother doing the voiceover. So the book is wrong. But the book contains Wall Street, so we already knew it was wrong. Yeah, because Apocalypse Now was on the TV a couple of months back. I've seen Apocalypse Now like from start to finish about 3 times. And I was watching it. We were just googling about it. Good morning, Vukama, or good afternoon, good night for you. Good night, good night, good evening. Almost 3 a.m. Bloody hell! You're burning the candle at both ends. So good morning, then. I was right. 25 degrees. Bloody hell. Lucky bastard. Well, we're just about to watch Platoon at 8 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, good luck to us. Well, it is well, I assume it's a classic. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll see how it goes. Right, I'm getting ready to start. Oh, I'm so tired this morning. I don't know why. I don't think it's 25 degrees in my flat right now. Excellent. Lurk away. Feel free to chip in whenever you wish. Right, we're 8 a.m. if we're ready. Remotes in hand. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Bloody hell, the lion roaring in my ear hole was quite loud. Right, there we go. Oh, it's the old Orion logo. I do like Orion. I like Orion because it's the one constellation I can recognise in our northern hemisphere sky during the winter. It's really easy to spot. I feel really clever going up. There's Orion. And I know that actually there's loads, and you can see that there's the plough and all sorts there when you rejoice, O young man, in the youth. Ecclesiastes. There we go, we're all right. Isn't this music the start of a Fatboy Slim song? Or I just made that up. I mean, I make a lot of things up, to be honest. To be fair, I'm not even really watching Platoon. I'm watching old episodes of Cash in the Attic. Because I've got this in, I can literally watch anything. There's just something about Charlie Sheen that takes me out of films. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm fully aware that they're all actors, but there's just something about Charlie Sheen that I just kind of go, "Oh, it's Charlie Sheen. That's just a film." Does that make sense? I think it was on a previous list, but that obviously was taken out. No, it's not because of his tiger blood. It's just because he's, I don't care about his Frosties that he's eating. I don't know. I don't know. And it might be because of everything that's come after. September 1967, Bravo Company, 25th Infantry, somewhere near the Cambodian border. This is like Tropic Thunder, right? It might be because I believe he's allegedly a prick, but quite a lot of actors are, aren't they? I don't know. There's just something about I see him. I'll just go, it's an actor that. Don't know. Don't know why. Just does. He just always seems to look the same, have the same haircut. So I just go, it's an actor that. It's Charlie Sheen there. Like Young Guns, you know what I mean? He rocks up in Young Guns and I go, it's Charlie Sheen there from the 1980s. I don't go, here's a cowboy. I did not know Johnny Depp was in this.
Oh no!
The Canadian just gone, oh no. You probably heard that because she's not on the screening, is she? Yeah, possibly it's the 2.5 Men thing afterwards. I was like shit in that as well. He took me out of that too. Oh, now that'd have been interesting. Jim Morrison was Chris. Special makeup effects. That means with someone's arms off, that, doesn't it? Some nice kind of hacking of the undergrowth shots and noise going on. I don't know why. Why don't I pick some nice comedies for 8 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah.
It's only a hard day's night we've done this week that's not been a bit tense.
Them trying to pick up underage girls wasn't tense.
If you're shouting at me from the bedroom and I've got my earpiece in, oh, I can't hear you. I can just hear noise.
I said, in Hard Day's Night, them trying to pick up underage girls was intense.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit. I mean, it was. Luckily, they got rebuffed, so we were all right.
That's good.
Have there been any other Vietnam vets to win an Oscar for a war about Vietnam? How many Vietnam War films have won Oscars since this?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is not a film about the Vietnam War. It has the Vietnam War in it, but it's not a film about the Vietnam War. It's like saying Terminator 2 is a film about lorry driving. Charlie Sheen there, sounding like me in the morning after I brush my teeth.
Uh-oh.
I mean, he's going to step me off if he keeps going.
Oh no. I was going to ask if you needed a coffee.
Got one.
Good.
No, Terminator 2 is not a film about lorry driving. Terminator 2 is a film about mental health. And how it's never taken seriously. Oh dear. I'm so tired. I thought he was going for a shit in the bushes then, I must admit. It seems odd now that Willem Dafoe isn't playing the raging maniac sergeant. You can't have a Vietnam film without the sound of helicopters. No, I don't think it's dark. I mean, definitely not now, it's the daytime, but no, not during those jungle bits either. Yeah, to the point that I almost can't believe he's a good guy, do you know what I mean? Is he shaving his pubes there? I don't know what's going on. Or perhaps she can read really well, she just can't read your terrible spelling. I suppose, is Vietnam the first war as well where we got films relatively excuse me, relatively, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say close. Relatively soon afterwards, that portrayed the hellish nature of it. There's not many, if any, films about Vietnam in the same way that we had films about the Second World War. So you watch The Longest Day, which was made relatively um, close to the end, but it doesn't portray the the madness or the terror of war, does it? So, like, look at us brave chaps doing the old D-Day. Hooray! Well, you've never had Vietnam Wars, but I suppose Vietnam War's a completely different film, isn't it? Because technically, let's whisper it, the Americans lost, didn't they? Which they don't admit, they say they pulled out. And even now, World War II is glorified, isn't it? That kind of like war spirit wasn't amazing, despite the fact it's Dr. Cox again, everyone.
What? This is not what I thought it would be. What?
It's Dr. Cox from Scrubs again. Look, he was in this. He's in Wall Street later. If he rocks up in Natural Born Killers later tonight, he's done the triple on us for Oliver Stone films. It's decent makeup that on Tom Berenger's face though as well. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the war. Second World War is still really glorified, despite the horror and the madness and the terror of it. She did get excited by Cox. She did. She always does.
What?
When I said Dr. Cox and you went, ooh, it's not the film I thought it would be.
Well, there's definitely more naked women on the screen than I was expecting.
We're just seeing someone's arse that you missed.
Oh no! Whose was it?
I don't know whose arse was it? Was it Defoe's arse? Berridge's arse?
I've already seen Defoe's ass.
In real life.
In the lighthouse.
But it's not as World War One's not as romantic, heroic as World War Two. There was World War One and World War Two were mad because there's never been any wars like they were like wars all to themselves. Do you know what I mean? World War One was our first proper, until that it was all bloody, red coats marching across. If you think about the Napoleonic Wars, we should have more films about the Napoleonic Wars. It was all red bloody coats just marching towards the enemy. With a trench warfare of World War One was just so horrific that you don't get that romance, do you, around it? But then World War Two is very... Again, it was the first war of its kind, the only war of its kind. So you get films that range from things like Saving Private Ryan, but you also get, Raiders of the Lost Ark, don't you?
Absolutely.
The Nazis are just such a... You couldn't invent the Nazis as a villain. If you wrote them if you just invented them, people go, no, this is not real. But they would just be such classic villains and...
Their outfits were great. They were very fashionable.
Very stylish, weren't they? Good old Hugo Boss. But yeah, we particularly the British particularly shy away from showing the horrific things that we did.
So does Canada.
But I suppose all countries do, don't they? Or I suppose the US. Look at that terrible lighting effect there. US filmmakers haven't really shied away from showing the Vietnam War in a terrible light from the beginning. But then that's probably because they were either hippie kids protesting against it, or like Oliver Stone, they served there and knew about it. Whereas I suppose it's the old cliche, isn't it? Anyone who served in World War II who went into entertainment generally was a comedian who just went mental, like Spike Milligan, and did stuff like that rather than make hard-edge films about it. Because there's a story about Richard Todd, who his most famous role is the leader of the Dam Busters in the Dam Busters film. He's in The Longest Day, Richard Todd. But Richard Todd, the actor, was also actually at D-Day. And I believe there's a scene in The Longest Day where his character is in like a little meeting and he's approached by a soldier and something happens, the message is passed on and off he pops. And I think Richard Todd was actually the soldier that passed on the message that Richard Todd's character gets in the film. There's something like that. But anyway, Richard Todd was at D-Day, and then there's a film about D-Day. And I do wonder if Richard Todd saw the film afterwards or whilst making it and was just thinking, well, this is a load of shit. Where's everyone's limbs hanging off? Where's the terror? Where's everyone crying? But no, instead we get John Wayne in black and white. Yeah, I've already done those. if you'd have asked, or yeah, we've already had that conversation when I first logged on and nobody was watching, that I've taken my vitamin D and my but thanks for just bringing them over, going, oh look, I'm being all nice, but
Because I didn't want to bring
we go.
it up, and then you go, ah!
Yeah, so instead what's happened is
I
that you've
thought
brought them over silently, and I've still gone, because I've done
Because
it.
if you haven't, because then you just take it, and then it's not
Yeah,
like
she
I'm
brought my
mithery.
vitamin D over and my pills, and it's the first thing I mentioned when I switched on the stream. I think, well, fine, I've already taken it, so we won't have the big conversation live on air. Bit awkward, I said, and now look, we've created a slightly more awkward. I'm only joking. Thank you. Oh, I can't do right for doing wrong. It does mean I've got a glass of water though, and I was feeling a bit thirsty, so spot on. Anyway, back to Platoon. We spent more time talking about other films than we had Platoon.
Is there a love interest?
In Platoon, probably all of them. It's turned a little bit into an episode of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Why, they've been eating penises?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think I learned that about Richard Todd on one of Toby Haydock's podcasts, I think.
Which you can find on all
Good podcast apps. Yeah, I think it's the one he does one about. He did one about the early doctors and the war record and what they did during the war, which was really, really interesting.
Bye, babe, I'm off to work.
Have fun.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Nadine Dorris. I mean, to be honest, that'd be me. If I had the jungle and all the bloody... I hate it when there's a couple of midges round my ears. Never mind. Just everything. I mean, so not prepared. I mean, they talk about learning your mistakes from history. Then you have Putin in Ukraine just not being prepared for what they were going to expect when they got there, which is crazy. Because of the amount of preparation he must have put into it during lockdown, etc. Well, no, we're 20 minutes in here and we're finally getting our first bit of action, are we? Who are these guys? Yeah, but then just denying it. And then Matt Letizia tweeting, oh, well, there's no war crimes going on. Absolute craziness. The kind of heartbeat bit in the soundtrack is really good. Are some of them using laser guns from Star Wars? I mean, God. Warfare's crazy, right? Especially when you consider that, yes, in Vietnam, loads of these were just ordinary kids that signed up to go. And were drafted in. The draft is just crazy. You're a civilian, you're off. Don't lie to me, Doc. How bad is it? He sounded like Marty McFly then. Don't lie to me, Doc. How bad is it? Yeah, I know. Signed up. What a take the pain. I know. Too old. I'd be. I'm so old. I'd be. I'd be Godfrey. Is that true about nurses? I like dirty fingernails. Things like the little details like that. I like. Who, Charlie Sheen? You think Charlie Sheen's going to die, or the guy who's clearly dying? The noise of the helicopter slowly drifting away as he dies. Sounds great. Makeup is great on Berenger's face. It's a little bit shiny, but then that makes it. I think that adds to the effect. Makes it a little bit more realistic. I get that completely. Oscar for best sound. I think the sound is excellent. That heartbeat sound was great. Look, he's a complete grass as well. Did he plaster on his neck? Was it that bad? What have you got, beers? It's like a huge bloody crate of Budweiser. And for some reason, Dr. Cox takes me out of this film as well a little bit. God, see, that's a job I couldn't do. Shitting in a bucket. He's got his nose so far up someone's ass he's got to be Pinocchio. I must have missed that bit of Pinocchio. He's doing this weird because I think Dr. Cox used to do that as well, didn't he? He'd do the old strange putting on voices and here, but seeing him now play a character, I'm just going, oh, it's just Dr. Cox, isn't it? It certainly is, isn't it? When you wish upon a starfish. Bit of exposition, here we go. He looks about 5'3" as well. You go, the poor always been fucked over by the rich. Always have, always will. But please, please, everyone, this is serious now. Leave Rishi Sunak's wife alone. Okay? Why should she pay any tax in this country? I saw a tweet this morning. I'm not sure how true the numbers are or whatever, but apparently she's worth like so many billion. Which she isn't. Well, she's the daughter of a billionaire, and it was something like to avoid 20 million's worth of tax is the equivalent of someone having 27,000 in the bank and trying to avoid paying 20 quid. She is being targeted. Keep people's families out of this. This song in the background here. Have we had this on a previous film? It's used in loads of films. Have we had it on a previous 2001? I mean, it just surprises me how long it takes for it all to kind of come out. Do you know what I mean? I mean, she's always been avoiding tax, right? She's always been this. He's always been rich, but because he's putting up taxes, that's when it gets targeted. Well, we should be talking about it anyway. 5'9". Apparently, the average for a man is 5'10", which I find hard to believe. Only 21 in this. Christ. Yeah. But it's, it must be a matter of public record, though, as well. Do you know what I mean? She's always been a non-dom, and we've always known how rich she is, and we've always known, therefore, what she would be paying or not be paying. Why nobody else brought it up? When does Johnny Depp turn up and ruin this film? That's what I want to know. Free your mind, and your ass will follow. Wasn't that a song? Free your mind. That's 4 mentions of the word pussy in a Vietnam film. Especially this time in the morning. He's doing the same. When I'm watching Cats, we should do Cats as a 1001 extra. I mean, I've seen it already, but we should watch it just to talk about it. Yeah, he has this way of acting where he goes, she'll go, blah, 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 like that, and it's just, I liked him in Scrubs, but I'm not sure I like him in anything else. Or if I went back and watched Scrubs. In the discussion about whether we should watch Cats or not, the Canadian has just posted in the chat, we should find the director's cut with the CGI cat butt holes. Boo-doo, doo-doo, boo-doo, doo-doo, ba-da-doo-doo. People say I'm the life of the party 'cause I tell a joke or two. Though I might be laughing loud and hearty, deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my face. Closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. I don't think it was covered. I think it was re-released. It was the same version, I think. But you got your 2 classic, look how I'm smiley on the outside, but terribly sad on the inside songs. I mean, you got Tracks of My Tears and Tears of a Clown, of course. Smokey Robinson. Did Smokey Robinson do both? I think Smokey Robinson did both Tears of a Clown and Tracks of My Tears. It seems like a lot of songs about someone without someone going, Smokey, you okay, mate? Incidentally, for people that can't hear this film, obviously that was playing on the soundtrack. That's why I was singing Tracks of My Tears, not because I'm sat here going, I look really smiley on the outside, but really I'm terribly sad. there's been a comment there that only Smokey Robinson should be singing that song, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm going to nip to the loo. I can still hear it, so I'm not going to pause. We'll just keep it going. So I gather I've just missed quite a lot of bird song. Is basically what I've been getting. Oh, what have I missed? Here we go. So is the... Oh, I got back in time just for a horrendous bit. Christ. Made me go cold, that. Is the Green Berries film about Vietnam then? Stomach rumbled. I'm going to get another coffee, but I can't stop watching this. Oh, bloody John Wayne, Christ. What was he thinking? Oh, shit. Like his uncles in Apocalypse Now. Because the book says that, and the book gets it wrong as well. It's his uncle that does the voiceover, not his dad. Because I think it was recorded during Martin Sheen recovering from his heart attack. And as it turns out, Martin Sheen's brother sounds exactly like him. I can't get over Barringer's makeup on his face. It looks flat to his face. Got him. Nice time shot, that. As in, like, you know, shoot, 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 and the special effect went off. It is. It's like flat to it. Do you know what I mean? You expect. Obviously, there'd be, because it's a layer, but it's not. It's so good. So good. I'm putting another coffee on now. No animals were harmed during the filming of this film, apart from that pig that was clearly just kicked in the face. Jesus. War crimes, right? Czechoslovakian machine guns. We've probably not even seen the half of it in this either. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's right about what he saw, but he must have had to make some concessions somewhere. Because he can't speak English, a prick, that's why. Oh, what's happened there? I've lost my... Oh, shit. Hang on, let me put... No, it's back, it's back, it's back. My film's paused. Right, hang on. Let me pause my... timestamp. And let's resume. We're at 49. Okay, I'll be back on in a sec. Right, we are restarting. No. Ooh, stomach. God, even Cox is talking sense. Jesus. So I think I'm just at the bit that you just said, so fucked up, where he's beating the shit out of his head with the butt of his gun. My timestamp is correct now, by the way. Jesus Christ. So even the crazy sergeant knows he's crazy. Oh, there's Johnny Depp. Can you imagine having the unfortunate thing of being the only person who speaks Vietnamese in America and having to go to Vietnam? It is horrific. I mean, this is the most... Is he going to shoot her? Shitting hell. Christ. We're going to get my coffee. I mean, definitely. Natural Born Killers are going to cheer me up later, right? Please. Oh, not the. I mean, Oliver Stone probably really saw this, right? Christ for that. The only person to stand up to him. Charlie Sheen's actually really good in this. A bit of Fatboy Slim again. It's not Fatboy Slim, who is it? Somebody's definitely used it on a. Christ, and they're burning a village down. Absolutely horrendous. I don't know how they all didn't suffer PTSD from making this. I mean, I know Stone was there, but bloody hell. Adagio for strings is what it is. It's definitely been used in a dance track, though, right? Jesus Christ. Yeah, this film. Look, you've started it out because it doesn't stop you from writing it. But Clan was fine. Yeah, this film should definitely be on the list, and everyone should definitely see it. Fucking hellfire. Isn't it, though? An hour in already. We've only got an hour to go. Who knew that when people bang on about films being good, that they actually were? Who knew? I mean, there clearly was illegal killings. Are they going to throw the young lad under the bus? Is he going to throw the young lad under the bus? It was unreal. It was unbelievable, that whole bit there. This guy who's speaking now, I've seen him in before. I'm have to look because I think you might be about 20 seconds, 30 seconds in front of me. Oh. Just war legitimises absolute madmen. It's satire going, looks like Matt Dillon, looks like Matt Dillon, looks like Matt Dillon. It's Kevin Dillon. It's his brother, isn't it? What am I looking for? Come on. It's Tony Todd. Script is amazing. Screenplay superb, but performances so good as well. I mean, this is what, 3 years before Wall Street. When was Wall Street? Just a year before Wall Street, and I can't even compare. Kind of like the writing and the performances and the yeah, Candyman. Sat here going, who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Obviously, he's not put loads of bloody whatever on, but it's Tony Todd. But I think it's because his face is so much thinner. He's got the tash on. I didn't recognise him. Yeah, Kevin and Perry have ruined this music. That's true. Yeah, but he must have. He must have twiddled with it. Plus, I imagine the difference is he lived this, and he's never lived as a stockbroker on Wall Street. But it's almost every performance is just top notch. There's not a word out of place. There's no all you want to do is do it. Yeah, there's no pontificating. It doesn't feel romanticised or anything. Um, and he's much more. I mean, in real life, he's clearly a massive hippie as well, Willem Dafoe. You're going to get malaria, I hope so. That's one way of getting out of it all. I mean, when you compare this to Deer Hunter as well, I mean, we saw very little of the actual war in Deer Hunter. For a war about Vietnam, you see hardly any of it at all. You can see why this only exists because Deer Hunter existed. Is weird, eh? I mean, it's hypnotic. You can't take your eyes off it. Johnny Depp, that. You do, and I think that's why they do that's another reason they do the training camps and all that sort of stuff, isn't it? Is this the film? Because Saving Private Ryan, they did the same thing. I'm sure isn't there a film? I think it is Saving Private Ryan where they all did like a 2 week training camp or whatever. But Matt Damon wasn't allowed to go because they wanted to keep him separate. So they created this kind of like, what's so special about him? And look at the steam coming off his wound. Oh no. It's a good tactic. Right, I think we've reached toast time, by the way. Toast has got to go on. Oh, Beringer is so frightening in this. Oh, I'll tell you what, first world problems. When you're watching Platoon, you're going to make yourself some toast. You need new butter, and you have to wash your butter dish in order to put your new butter on. Meanwhile, people are getting blown up in Vietnam. Did it win nothing for effects, this? Who's been shot? See, I'm clearly... Why have I decided now to make toast? Why did I do it earlier? See, dramatic music. One eye on the film, one eye on my toast. Bloody hell. He's going to get killed, isn't he? Then you're just left with the madman. See, even the hippie is crazy. The peace-loving hippie. Toast has been turned, so we're nearly there. Picture director, sound, film editing, yeah. Oh, that would have been really interesting. Bloody Barringer there, he looks mad. He's gonna... He's gonna kill him, isn't he? Oh. Is that Taylor? Yeah. Has he gone to find him? Toast, I'm back. No, I thought that would be kind of like, I thought there'd be some head to head with them, but I didn't think that would happen. I bet that happened so many times, you know. So many times. Wonder how many were killed by their own men. I never knew there were so many shades of green, if that makes sense. Jesus. So now he knows he did him. Because he said he was dead and he clearly isn't, so we didn't check. And this is your poster, right? There we go. I've done here with my toast. What? There was a Platoon game for Commodore 64? Eyebright's in there. I can't believe there was a Platoon game. I mean, that's some marketing there. Surely Oliver Stone didn't agree with that. Shit was there all along. Tom Berenger has a David Hasselhoff haircut in this. It's the browns and the greens and the bandana is terrible, to be honest. Worst part of the entire film, Chris's bandana. Who won the acting Oscars the year that this was out? All the scars on Berenger are excellent. Makeup so good. For Colour of Money, and that was because they should have given it in for The Hustler years before. And I'll argue again, Tom Cruise was better in that than Paul Newman was. For Hannah and his sisters? Yeah. Berenger was nominated though, right? Okay. For Best Actor or Best Supporting? So if the same category, that tends to always happen. Same film, different actors splits the vote. Tom Cruise, for me, should have won it for Rain Man more than Dustin Hoffman. By far the more difficult role, by far the best performance in that film as well. But splits the vote. Splits the vote every time. Bloody Woody Allen. It's typical Oscars though, isn't it? It's like June. June is an amazing film. It's an amazing film. So they give it all the background stuff, all the effects and the editing and the sound and the what have you. So it comes away winning more Oscars than any other film this year. But it's not going to get a look in for Best Picture, despite the fact that it's just won 6 Oscars. How can the film with the best sound and the best editing And the best cinematography, not be best picture. Yeah. Although to be fair, Billie Eilish's song is so much better than Sam Smith's. Sam Smith's song is a dirge. It's basically a cover of Skyfall. And I'll put it on record, and I've said it loads of times, there should be an Oscar for best stunt sequence or best stunts in a film. How you can give an Oscar out for best song still, which has nothing to do with the film, but not give an Oscar out for best stunts is unbelievable. The bandana's kind of, he's become a different person, hasn't he? I think that is that like you're saying about the essay about his bandana, it's his change in attitude and mindset. It's true. I've always thought it. It's absolutely the planning and the uh, Tom Cruise is on it every year, wouldn't he? Best stunt coordinator. Why is that not a thing? It's because we'd have to give it to action films. We couldn't give it to films that are just about talking, listening to piano music. It's very Deer Hunter poster, red bandana as well. Unfortunately, after doing that really complicated handshake, he has missed his helicopter home. That's such a shame. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I thought that. I'm surprised we've only had one. And it's taken an hour and 33 for us to hear it. If this was anyone other than Dr. Cox, worst performance in the entire film. Oh, can you hear her? Hang on, let me shut this door. There we go. She apologised to me, despite the fact that I'm broadcasting her entire job all over the internet. Thanks for letting us know. I could hear her, but I didn't know you could hear the exact things she was saying. So yeah, all that was made up, whatever you heard there. No one watches these videos anyway after I post. Nobody. I've had a good week this week. For good films. Just realised I still had my phone on silent. I cannot believe that Commodore 64 game. What's your job? It's my job to carry the satellite phone on my back at all times. Oh, God. You'll probably know this. Right, I need to get my finishing bits and pieces. I'm making sushi later. In which aisle and whereabouts will I find sriracha sauce in the supermarket? Will it be, because I found all the Japanese bits, I've got wasabi and all that sort of stuff, will it be round there? What, carrying the satellite phone? I know. Everything else I find really, really easily. But the sriracha sauce, will that be on the World Foods? I thought so. Just, I hate asking people, so I like to know in advance where I think I'll get it. Cool. Same aisle, I think. Oh no, next to one another. It'll be with. It'll be where I found all the wasabi and all that sort of stuff. Don't know. I mean, we might have somewhere. Making my own spicy mayonnaise, you see, with the sriracha sauce. Again, I can't get over like the laser beam stuff of it. Excellent. I'll be able to find it easy then. Cool. Will do. Do you know, we might even have some. Hang on, stay there. In the fridge. Literally, almost a full bottle of the stuff. There you go. Cat buys it, so I don't know where it is. What an idiot. So 2 parts mayonnaise to 1 part sriracha sauce is my mayonnaise recipe. The cat puts it in all sorts. She puts it when she makes pasta. Sticks it in there. And then we got about 20 minutes. I need a wee then, quick. Too much coffee. I'm back, running this time. But look how, even in the dark, how well lit it is, if that makes sense. It's just horrendous that we sent people to this. Not we, but do you know what I mean? And that we're still doing it. I mean, it resonates even more with the whole Ukraine thing at the moment. What we saw in that village is, Jesus, is happening. It's happening right now in Ukraine, in the mass graves and the executing people, basically. No, no, we don't. Bloody Matt Letizia, who's done fuck all other than play football his entire life, sits there and tweets that, Jesus, that it's not happening, it's all made up. Oh, Jesus. Bloody cocks. That's Oliver Stone, isn't it? I mean, I should have noticed that when he was on earlier. Even people on Glue talk more sense than Matt Letizia. Oh, Christ. Does that mean his satellite phone man's been killed and he has to carry his own? It's arrogance, isn't it? You get there and the terrain beats you, and it complete and total arrogance. It's the whole, well, Korea was okay. Let's get into Vietnam. It'll just be the same. It's not a great wig he's got on though either. Yeah, it absolutely is. Has he got him in the legs there? Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. I thought Charlie was done for then. The light in his eye then as well. We're talking about cinematography and the colours and the lighting. Look at the green and the red now. The blood on his arm and his bandana and the blood on his face, obviously, when he turned then with the greens. How has it taken me almost 36 years to watch this film? Nope. No, wouldn't be dead that quick, but Hollywood death, innit? This is a better film than Apocalypse Now. Of course, Cox survived. Of course he did. Well, Watch just told me I needed to stand up. It tells me when I'm stood up occasionally. And because I had my arm up there whilst I was playing with my hair, it just congratulated me on standing up. Because obviously it thinks I've not been stood up in the last hour, despite the fact that clearly about 20 minutes ago I was making toast. Good God. I mean, it does. The whole mass grave stuff and the... He's overused this music. I think that would be the only criticism I have. It doesn't feel like an 80s film either. This could have been made last year. His wig looks better now. Now he looks sad. Because you're staying. Yep. That's good. That is good. I should wear it on my strumming hand. That's not a euphemism. I know, what a shame. I couldn't be happier. Bloody lunatics. And the music comes in again, look. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I know you know it's not. It looked like Nicolas Cage if he was Bane, if he was on Venom. Oh, Christ. I mean, this is Oliver Stone's exact words, isn't it, this? No, he doesn't, does he? He sounds like he's reading an audio book. Goodness and meaning. This is probably his 100th take at that as well. There we go. Fade to White, dedicated to the men who fought and died in the Vietnam War. Oh, nice. We've got the Dad's Army ending with the you have been watching. Kevin Dillon was really good in that. It was excellent. So good. Hair coming out all over the bloody place. More films should have the Dad's Army ending, especially if they are war films. Tom Berenger was so good. And that's it. That is the end. That was good. That was really good. And you know, like I'm watching this at 8 a.m. for what perfect time to watch it. A perfect time to watch it. Yeah, all ensemble casts definitely need a Dad's Army ending. You're absolutely right. Well, that's it. We're done. See you in 10 hours' time, possibly, for Natural Born Killers. Between now and then, I will be making sushi for the first time. I'm going to nip out and get some bits and bobs. It's cooking in my rice I'm most worried about, but I've got all my instructions out of my book, so I should be okay. Don't cook rice a lot, you see. So I'm probably going to make far too much sushi as well, but Kat loves it, so she'll just eat it all, no doubt. Bye bye. Have a lovely day, and see you soon.